It's Wednesday, which means we have our usual double header, the Best Ball Bash, followed by the Randomizer draft. Today's Randomizer guest is none other than Andrew Cooper. We got a ton of fun prompts for the tight end loving, award-winning fantasy analyst, Andrew Cooper. And then before that, we are going to be doing the bash. So you guys know the drill. You're going to use the hashtag join the bash in the chat. One of you guys will win an opportunity to hop on stream and draft a Best Ball Mania team with me. And today I'm very excited to debut, fresh out of the oven, our new Best Ball Bash intro. Let's get ready. Welcome to the Best Ball Bash. We are throwing a party. One of you guys in the chat will be hopping on stream to draft, and then we will split the $2 million prize.
We are in the 2020 Honda Civic.
I think we got to lock him up.
You're going to be able to get us Jalen Knoll to fall by staring them down in the eye right now.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, Pete.
You're not, because Jalen Knoll just got drafted.
Lock him up.
That's my kind of guy. I am going to need a howl from you.
Hopefully none of my neighbors mind.
Oh, this is going to be my life. This is so much fun.
All right. We got the join the bashes flowing here. Let's get them going. We got 22 entries in here. You know the drill. We're going to let these trickle in for a couple of more minutes here. JGFC pointing out I accidentally scheduled Best Ball After Dark for Saturday night at 9 a.m. instead of 9 p.m. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Shady Advice is going to be the guest, and it is not going to be at 9 a.m. I just fixed that. It'll be 9 p.m. Excited to talk to Shady, one of the best DFS players now in the best ball streets, of course, with leg up. So excited for that conversation. We got a new member in our midst here, Mike Deck 22. You do have to be a YouTube member to comment to be eligible for the bash. Any level will do, though. It does not matter which level you are on the channel. It will give you access to the chat, which will allow you to type the hashtag join the bash. I will say, though, if you are a Best Ball value hound, that is how you get access to the Discord. That is how you get access to those weekly After Dark streams as well. And I have been mixing in some Best Ball Bash style After Dark shows. So I think it was on last week we did one. We had Shorty Vegas picks who came on and drafted a fun team with me. So trying to add in some evening shows in addition to these Wednesday afternoons here. What is up, Hartman? Guillerme is calling a shot. Today is my turn. I'm feeling it. Is Underdog working? Yes, I'm logged in. I had heard there were maybe some issues a little bit ago, but I don't see any right now. Hopefully that holds true. Yes, shout out to Zach for helping out with that intro there, the collective AU and the collective meow there at the end as well. Josh can't join today because of work, but I did mark myself as busy for every following Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's how you do it. Just put a permanent hold on the calendar. Tanner says, I used your eliminator strategy video to draft 10 teams last night. Love it. Yeah, if you guys missed that, that posted on the Deposit Kingdom channel yesterday. I've been getting really good feedback on that video. All strategy nuggets for the Eliminator 2025 contest on Underdog over on the Deposit Kingdom channel. If you guys are watching this and not subscribed over there, I would very much appreciate it. Put a lot of labor and love and money and time into those videos, trying to maximize quality over quantity over there. So please do subscribe, check out that video. And I have a feeling if you do, you'll be joining us in the Eliminator streets. No Cap Mac, we are doing good today. I think we are about to spin, although Cole says it's my fiance's birthday today. Feeling good luck coming. All right. There's a lot of people calling their shot today. We got 23 entries here, which pretty decent odds for one of you guys to win a spot. This is going to be last call. I'm like the roulette dealer, you know, having to wave my arms here. Last call. No more join the bashes after I press spin the wheel. Let's do it. Let's do it. Big money, big money, big money. Who is going to be my Best Ball Bash guest today? Who do we got? Who do we got? Whoa, let's go. This guy, this is honestly too perfect because Mathology makes multiple appearances in the Eliminator 2025 video. He had the best team in the regular season in Best Ball Mania last year and had nothing to show for it, just based on the ebbs and flows of there not being regular season prizes last year. But we looked at his team through the lens of the Eliminator 2025 structure. And of all the BBM teams that we simmed in the Eliminator 2025 structure, Mathology's was the best. The dude hit the goddamn nuts on his team last year. So this is very fitting. This is very fitting here for Mathology, one of the best drafters on Underdog. He also qualified for the Dog Bowl last year. Very excited to draft here with Mathology. There's lots of things thinking this was rigged. I promise this is not rigged. This is just the best ball god saying we need more Mathology in our lives here. Math, I just DM'd you the link to the stream, and we'll get you on here in a second to draft a team. Yes, this is one of the most crazy things about that Mathology team, which we do look at in depth in that video. He had an Eagles stack, and that stack involved Johnny Wilson. He hit the nuts at every single pick, and then it was just like a heat check. Mathology's just doing batting practice. Where is he? Right here. Look, he's got his outfit on. Mathology, I'm talking about that team you drafted. It's just home run, and then Johnny Wilson comes fifth I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a good team.
We talk about how good that team is. Why don't you start taking some ownership for what a dog shit pick Johnny Wilson was? When are you going to own up to that?
Oh, it was a shit pick, but it was correlated.
Correlated. Put that on our tombstones. It was a shit pick, but it was correlated. Now, is this a costume? Are we in like a little? What's the reference I'm trying to pull?
I'm working.
You're working. Okay.
I work construction. We wear vests all the time. I just blocked off my schedule real quick. If I win, I'm going to be here. If I lose, I'm going to go back to work. So.
All right. We got the standing desk. What's this angle we got right here?
Yeah, you want me to sit down? But yeah.
No, you're good. The Village People was the reference I was looking for. Thank you, people.
Yeah.
All right. How have you been, man? I feel like this is so apropos after you were featured in the video that dropped yesterday.
Yeah, this is is this really reality? Like when shit like this lines up, it's pretty funny.
I don't know, man. I do think there is an element, if you want to believe in the best ball karma gods, like the fact that you had the best regular season team last year, you didn't get any prizes to show for it, but then you qualify for the Dog Bowl on limited volume. You cash very high up the leaderboard there. And now you win a spot on Best Ball Bash. I mean, I think the gods are finally paying things out in your favor.
Hopefully we can draft the shipper here.
I will say this is new. Underdog has consolidated. I saw this tweet, the 30-second clocks all down to 20 seconds. So there's no more streamer 30-second BBM drafts. Mathology. We're gonna have to work under the wire here with a 20-second clock.
Oh, easy peasy.
Okay. Why don't you? Because we are gonna have a little bit more time than we usually do with the 20-second clock. Why don't you let people know how are you approaching drafts this year? Are you trying to replicate exactly what you did last year? What's Mathology doing?
Yeah, I'm definitely a bull with the quarterbacks. I bully the room. I get an elite most of the time, and then I two in the window is roughly what I'm doing. I'm trying to correlate 3 teams, try to pretty much just draft the best teams that score the most points. Keep it simple.
And that has been, because I know we did like a slow draft Mastiff with you. I don't know if that was last year or 2 years ago, but I know you definitely subscribe to the let's just not mess with the shitty teams. I'm taking it your portfolio is not going to have a lot of turd bowl, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers in it.
No. The only giant I'm drafting is Neighbors, and I usually only take him when he slips a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or like I'll do a kind of very unique where it's like a hero Neighbors. But yeah, I'm not messing with the Giants. I think it's going to be a dumpster fire, kind of like last year's Pats was kind of the same angle I took last year.
Yeah, so last year you had your 3 big bets, right? You had Bengals, Eagles, and Commanders. Commanders were the surprise team. Yeah. Do you have any surprise teams that you're drafting as if they are going to be an elite offense that maybe aren't priced that way?
I mean, the Niners, I'm very high on the Niners. I think a lot of people are, because I see all the news that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Falcons could be sneaky. I was just putting together a lot of stuff for the marathon. So I kind of want to attack that once more news comes in. And same thing with the Eliminator. I think that video was awesome yesterday, Pete. Tampa Bay, I'm high on Tampa, the Niners, Denver, Atlanta, Chargers, Cardinals. Those are kind of all in like the top 10 for me right now, to try to like layer in those type of teams in a build, and hopefully I get it right like last year.
Love it. Although we do have a request for you to put on the hard hat, and I have to agree with this. I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's do it here.
I'll put on a real one. I can put on a real one.
I was gonna say that looked like a plastic one. Let's get the real hard hat in here.
Yeah, it's just
Let's
the
get the real
shell.
hand.
Sure,
Okay.
come on.
Beautiful. Yeah, people missing the who's gonna miss the 30-second clocks. I exclusively do 30 seconds on stream and 20 seconds off, so I'm only gonna miss it on stream. But I hear you. I hear you. I've seen some people who like to multi-table who are gonna miss the 30-second clocks, but ultimately, I think at this point in the year, in the summer, with it mainly being sickos drafting, it's gonna help with liquidity and filling drafts. Let the people know, Mathology, here as you don your not costume but your work outfit. Let people know what you do during the day other than draft nutted best ball teams.
I'm a safety director for a large infrastructure contractor in Vermont. So I do all like a lot of try to keep the guys safe, a lot of training, workers' comp claims, auto accidents, get those taken care of for the company. But yeah, a lot of training, just occupational safety and health, making sure we're providing a workplace free from all recognized hazards, Pete.
All right.
And safe.
Today, are you going to keep my this Best Ball Mania team safe from landmines?
That's the plan.
Okay.
But sometimes we get hurt, and what we got to do is go to the hospital and just hope it's not fatality.
We are about to fill a draft here, so let's get this board up on screen. I'll let you see which draft slot we got here. And we got the 1-4. How do we feel about the 1-4?
Love it.
All right, beautiful here. We'll get this up on screen. You've been touching the roses, or smelling
Always.
the roses, touching the grass this summer. You're always at the lake. You're living your best life.
Yeah, I live actually on the Champlain Islands in Vermont, so it's about a half-hour drive from my current office. So it's like vacation land. Leaving the kind of the Burlington area, get north a little bit. But yeah, we are surrounded by water, so we take advantage this time of year of get on the water as much as possible.
Love it.
Skiing in the winter and boating in the summer.
Am I guessing? Does that mean you're mostly a phone draft bro as opposed to a desktop guy?
Yes. Yeah. With work, they make it tough. So I got a couple hacks around the IT guy that I can get some volume in during the day.
Does the IT guy know about this that's happening right now?
No. Maybe you never know. But I've been here for 15 years, so they know my character. They think. All
right, Bijan, Barkley, Gibbs, Puka. What does the Mathology proprietary model say?
Oh, this is Barkley all the way.
Let's do it. Does Bijan? Do the Falcons fall into a team you'll mess with?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just can't take. I got to take Barkley. I mean, right now in my stuff, I mean, the Eagles' best O-line, they got a tougher schedule this year. So I think you're going to see more touchdowns. I mean, if he breaks the long ones like he did last year, great. But if not, I do think he'll get a lot of like just easy ones. He's not going to fall at the one every time like he did last year. So I think he's going to have a lot of TDs.
I know you. You shared in the Discord recently the some offensive line ranking stuff. Were there any offensive lines either overrated or underrated that surprised you?
The Chargers at 6 surprised me. I wasn't really going to be in on them, but I think I kind of have to now with that, how strong that O-line could potentially be. So, and I like to stack those teams up. And I think with Herbert's price, with like the RB going in the 4th, sometimes in the 5th round, you can get that nice team stack that I like to do. Plus, they got a pretty good playoff schedule as well.
There you go. As if you're getting into the Chargers run game, have you looked into the rumor floating around there that Najee Harris lost his eye in a fireworks accident?
Yeah, I heard that on the Swolecast yesterday, and I was like, what? I don't know. I looked up, it was some random guy on Twitter. And that's it. So I was like, I don't know.
Hey, the Swolecast sourcing rumors from random guy on Twitter just sounds about right, though, for us, Mathology.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Does anyone in the chat have any further updates on the Najee Harris fireworks story that seemed to spread to various corners of the internet? Are you playing both sides of that backfield, or are you more on Amari and Hampton side?
Yeah, I'm not much like player take. I try to scoop up value as much as we can. So if it's behind ADP, I'll grab either. I haven't cucked them together though.
Yeah, I haven't. I've done, what's one of the cuckings I've done? I've done a Trevion Henderson, Ramondre. I've done Jags backfield. Are there any cucks that you're interested in?
Not really. I feel like it with only 18 rounds. I think you other than maybe your last pick, but I think the opportunity cost is a little high.
Yeah, I agree. Like
with these like lotto, with these lotto contests.
Yeah, and there is like the reason I don't mind it with the Jags is because like I'm kind of hoping for like the Miami Dolphins outcome from a couple years ago, where it's like one gets a ton of touchdowns and the other's just like really efficient and explosive and they generate so many points. But yeah, I think with the Najee Omari, and it's like more likely that they cannibalize each other or there's a baton passing moment. So I'm with you. Let's keep the hand cucking to a minimum. All right. Here we go, Mathology. We start Barkley from the 4 hole, about to be on the clock at 21. We'll see what JB does. He goes Rice. So JT, Bucky Irving, Tyreek Hill, Higgins, Jacobs, McBride. What do you like?
Let's go Bucky.
Bucky. There you go. Are you worried about the 2 week 9 buys for Bucky and Barkley?
No.
Okay. I assume JT gets discarded in the good teams model there.
A little bit. They got an okay O-line. They got a tough schedule. So it could be passing a lot more than we want it to. But he has that 1 week, spike week, like he did to us in week, 15, where he advanced everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm not fading it whatsoever. It's just I really like Tampa's O-line. I like their schedule a ton. They look really good in my stuff. So it's one team that I'm trying to stack, and I think maybe Philly, Tampa would be good. I got another couple of things I like to do in this 3rd round. We'll see if someone falls. If not, we might grab our quarterback here.
Ooh, a little quarterback at pick 28. All right. Yeah. I'm excited to draft with you because I know you do a lot more elite quarterback than I do. So I'm excited to get the Mathology flavor here. You said in your stuff, are you cooking up your own ranks? What are we got a spreadsheet, a cork board? What are we working with here?
Yeah, cork board. I'm old school hand builder.
Okay. Sorry. We got 8 seconds here. Sorry. My bad.
Pen and paper. Let's bring up Lamar.
Okay. Let me get that quickly. Thank you. Sorry. The 20-second clocks are going to keep us on our feet here. All right. Talk through this. So obviously Lamar, we're pulling him ahead of Allen. And 7 picks ahead of ADP. So nothing too egregious there, but is this a move that you've been doing in these drafts?
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite is to bring up Lamar with Chase and go Chase Chase running back and Lamar there. Cause, I don't think a lot of people are doing it. It probably will happen more and more as the summer ticks along. I do think quarterbacks are going to start moving up. But yeah, I like that week 16 matchup.
Ooh, okay. So
we're 15, week 15. I think that Baltimore Cincy week 15 is going to be like another 70-point marathon, and you're going to want a lot of pieces of that to get into the next round.
Love it. When you do that, I assume you're one of the people who are excited to get Burrow with Lamar, whereas some people are like, I don't want to take Lamar here because I just want to play for Burrow.
Yeah. And then push Burrow all the way to 72 if you can. Great. Perfect. Keep it moving.
Do you have any comments for the fallen soldiers out there in the Best Ball Mania streets who have tried to defend the wall of Joe Burrow sliding to 72, but are losing stamina and ammunition to do so?
what I want to say to everyone with like the arguments of like people falling, like let's have nice things. We should all appreciate some nice things. The rookie ADPs are out of fucking control. Let's have some nice things. Let's bow or let them slide a little bit. Let's get those prices for us volume drafters. Let's have nice things so we can win this thing.
All right, there you go. The Mathology. Let's have nice things. Let's enjoy the summer. Yeah. Let's enjoy our families. Let's just have some nice things. That's the positive attitude this best ball community needs right now.
Yeah, let them fall. Let it happen.
Do you, now that you got the platform here, are there any other kind of bugaboos, bees in your bonnet, or in your hard hat, so to speak, that you'd like to clear the air of, best ball controversies?
I think it's really important. We need to know, did you buy April that bouncy house yesterday?
I have not, but I got some good suggestions. Someone in the comments mentioned there's some good deals at Wayfair. I do think I'm leaning away from getting the water-based one because the mold and the cleanup and the maintenance seemed.
You have a pressure washer? Do you have a pressure washer?
I do. Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Pressure wash it and just let it dry and just look at the weather. You weather bro? Do you look at the forecast?
I do.
Yeah, you're good. You can do this.
Okay. All right. Let's make this pick here, and then we can talk more about pressure washers. James Cook, Xavier Worthy. Marion Hampton, Hurts. Yep. Okay. Let's see if JB Phil goes Worthy there. He goes Hampton. Worthy it is. I'm loving Worthy, man. He's one of my favorite clicks right now.
Yeah, great in this contest too. Spike week potential, downfield targets. Because we're going to need that. We're not going to draft. We're going to have maybe 6-7 wide receivers. That's probably it.
Yep. So I assume too, if you're going a lot of elite quarterback, I'm guessing you do very few 3 quarterback builds, right?
Majority, probably 75% is 3 quarterback.
Oh, so you're just tacking on a third to the 2 elites.
Yeah, I'm getting 1 early and then 2 in the window.
Okay.
Like right now, Mahomes is on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Baker's on the table.
All right, let's see who's on the table for this pick. Do you do Zay with Lamar, or do you go different?
Yeah, Zay.
Yeah.
Second up.
And then that's one of the benefits now that Zay's falling and pulling up Lamar is that's pretty reliable that you're able to get both those.
Yep. You can really stack out Baltimore's passing attack from here on out. It's pretty much ours. We pissed on it.
I feel like the way you talk about this draft, it feels like you already know every single pick we are going to make at every single round. You're like, oh yeah, this is Zay. It's already preordained.
Yeah, I'm a planner. Us in construction, we look at plans all day long. How are we going to build this thing? And that's how I attack these best ball drafts.
JGFC says, wow, Mathology making me feel way less bad about my team from Monday. Are you familiar with JGFC's elite quarterback masterpieces?
Yeah, I love that squad. I thought it was awesome.
There you go.
And the people that are giving them shit for it need to look themselves in the mirror there.
And they need to look themselves in the mirror of the team you drafted last year. So, yeah, what rounds were – because you had Jaden, Hurts, and Burrow. What rounds were those taken?
Well, that's the let's see. Jaden was a huge faller. Like, I got him a full round past ADP.
Yeah.
Hurts was early. Hurts was probably like we just did now in the third round. Maybe fourth, but I can't recall. But and then it's just like it was one of those special draft rooms that we've all been in where it's just like, wow, man, we're just getting awesome ADP value on everybody. And it all just came together. So
what's up, Frankie? We got the man, the myth, the legend, 2024's regular season champ and Dog Bowl qualifier hard hat wearing Mathology here.
Let's go.
Drafting. This is the team so far. We start Barkley and Bucky Irving. We pull up Lamar Jackson to pick 28. We grab Xavier Worthy at ADP in the 4th, and then scoop up Zay Flowers in the 5th for that Baltimore stack there. What other summer plans do you have on tap? What other activities are on the horizon here?
So yeah, we're battling through like day camps with Emmy, so we're kind of bouncing that around. Little Nana camp going right now, so that's why I got a lot of drafting in last night. Really try to get my volume up a little bit with what was it, like 60 something days left. It's like, holy shit, it's happening fast. So yeah, I mean, we live in a pretty awesome place. So we're going to go on the boat quite a bit. Hopefully get a little golfing in. We'll see. But yeah, let's just enjoy the summer, enjoy the lake, because the water's getting really nice and warm right now.
I know, man. I always see your photos. I know you've extended the invite previously. Yep. I got to get up there, or you got to get down here. Maybe we could go golfing or something.
Yeah, we got
7 seconds. Debo.
Debo.
All right, sorry. We got Debo there. All right. Debo on the Commanders certainly fits the good teams bill there. Let's
week 16 with Barkley, so that's good. I'm following along on Easy Sheet, and shout out Easy. If you're not spending $69 on the best thing you can do is just give him $69 and use his sheet. It's awesome. Slow draft, fast draft. It's just the best.
Shout out to Easy, the actual king of the Deposit Kingdom Discord there. You might think you could catch him in posting in the Discord. You will not. I promise you that. Here's the team so far for the audio listeners. Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Barkley and Bucky at running back, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Debo Samuel at wide receiver. Our next pick is at 76. We got some running backs at the top of the ADP here. Jacoby Myers floating around. Tight ends, Laporta, Hawkinson. Quarterbacks, Mahomes and Baker. We'll see what we have.
Did Green Bay get wiped out on us?
Let's see here. Golden is still here. Jacobs and Jaden Reed are gone. Golden goes. Golden goes. Let's see here. What do you want to do? We'll see what Ben does here. He goes downs.
Let's go D-Mont.
Get D-Mont here. ADP week or bye week 8, getting him at a 6-pick ADP value as our running back 3.
Let's catch that. We can take more dart throws or like long shots. I got some good wide receivers that I like to tack on at the end.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're good. This is you hear the door creaking there.
Yeah, it's just my coworker.
Now, do you tell him you're on a very important business meeting?
Yes.
What is there anyone that could walk into your office right now that it would actually be bad if they saw what you were doing right now?
I don't think so. No. I mean, even if the president showed up, I think you'd have a laugh about it.
Does anyone that your coworkers are they aware of your best ball and DFS?
Yeah, some of them I share it with. Some they're all just hunters and fishermen. They don't even follow sports. So I get along with everybody. So that's the nice part. I just figure out what they like to do and talk about them.
Look at that. We've talked. I think that was on like an After Dark. We were talking about that is the biggest social hack ever. Is if you're ever nervous about meeting new people or not fitting in, just ask them questions about themselves, and you will do just fine.
Yeah. I was with Neil. That was a great effort.
Oh yeah. Yes. Which, speaking of which, Neil is doing a stream directly after this one today. Hit him up with the redirect. So if you guys are watching Best Ball Bash and then Randomizer, you can head over. I believe he's having Daigle is one of his guests today. And I think Ryan Heath, I believe, is the other. So you can have a full day of Best Ball drafting here with us on this beautiful Wednesday here.
It is a beautiful day.
Okay. We are about to pick at 93. Since we last picked Diggs, Laporta, Jacoby, Judkins, Pollard, Pacheco, Shakir, Igbuka, Baker, Aaron Jones, Darnell Mooney, TJ Hawkinson, and Brian Robinson Jr. Michael Pittman comes off the board here. Let's see what we are going to be looking at pick 93. We'll try not to let this one sneak up on us like the last pick did. It'll be, JB Phil does not take Mahomes there with Rashee Rice.
Let's do it.
I mean, at first I was going to say, I was like, are we really going for the double elite QB thing if we don't reach for Mahomes? And look at you. You just knew he would be here at 93 for us.
He's been falling.
Yeah.
I feel like if you grab Worthy and with Rice where he's kind of going, like it's a good chance like he's going to fall to you. Sometimes I push him around, but then people start doing the Mahomes Kelsey double tap on you.
Do you want to do a little howl for that Mahomes slide?
Sure. Mahomes at 87. Oh,
I knew you would deliver. I knew you would. Beautiful stuff here. All right, let's lock in so this doesn't surprise us too much. This is going to be at pick 100. We got the 2 quarterbacks,
Kelsey.
3 running backs, 3
Kelsey.
wide receivers here.
Kelsey.
Okay. The easy double stack option there for us, provided that our guy Ben doesn't snipe him. No, he goes Andrews. Ooh, that's a close call going for his second. I was going to ask, if both were there, Andrews, Kelsey, you prefer Kelsey with the stack?
I didn't think Andrews was even there, but yeah, I didn't see him on the screen. I'm not really paying attention either. So
no, I will. Any questions you have, I'll try to make sure we're dialed in. I mean, the nice thing about if you pass on Andrews in this spot, you do have Likely as an option as well.
Yeah, I like Likely a lot. So
what is the Mathology? Because one other thing you're famous for, and it's kind of gotten pushed to the side because now you're famous for drafting, really good teams, but you used to be the proprietary of the WAG model, which was how attractive a player's wife or girlfriend was. Where are we at on Taylor Swift, the most infamous WAG in the entire player pool?
Yeah, I mean, you could see Kelsey just doesn't give a fuck anymore. So I'm a little worried about his, like, how much does he really want to play football? He loves it, but he's probably thinking about how am I going to navigate this when he drops on one knee here at some point in time. So.
Wow. And would Travis getting engaged push him up or down your ranks?
So it would be a neutral until he actually plants the seed. Then he'll move up. Like right now, like CMC's a new dad. I think I'm really bullish on him. The new dad smell, I think, is boosted a lot of these guys. Some of Mahomes' best years is when he just became a father.
We talked about that with Shorty Vegas on After Dark last week. He also had the new dad bump in his DFS play. I mean, is that even stronger than things like the shower narrative and the birthday narrative? Is just the new dad bump? I
think so. I think the new dad bump is definitely beats the share narrative for sure.
So it was probably unlikely to happen, but Bateman coming back to us at 117, he goes at 109. This is the point of the draft when, if you're an elite quarterback, bro, people start looking at your team. They go, I love your running backs. I love your quarterbacks. I'm a little worried about your wide receivers. What do you say to those skeptics?
Well, we love wide receivers, right? Like, we love them.
We love nice things.
Yeah. Let's let our wide receivers shine. Let's not get too many of them where they cannibalize each other. Let's let them shine. Just like that team that we built, where I built, those were the regular season champ. Those were 6. There was really only 5 wide receivers. Just let those boys shine.
Okay. Speaking of letting them shine here, running back Najee, Sharbs, Dobbins, Ramondre, wide receivers Kirk, Kyle Williams, Marvin Mims, Hollywood Brown, Cedric Tillman, tight end Warren, Njoku, Kraft. That's kind of the landscape we're looking at right now. I'm telling you, this Najee Harris rumor, everyone in this draft believes it. He's now slid 9 picks past ADP.
So went for Dobbins there. That's a bummer. Well, it is what it is.
Dobbins, yeah. Okay. We are on the clock here. What do you like?
Let's take Najee. Let's grab that.
There you go. And let's just hope his eye is okay.
Yep.
And let's hope that we don't have to hope. You already told me he's running behind the 6th best offensive line in the league.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Correct. He's got some he's going to have some nice holes. Hopefully he's just got the goal line, and then he just falls in the end zone 10, 12 times.
There you go.
That's what we're hoping for.
I
heard in half-point PPR that touchdowns are important.
Interesting. I'll have my team look into that. We haven't been able to verify that, but if they do, I'll be sure to report back. Najee, David Montgomery, Barkley, Bucky Irving are the picks so far. Hasn't been a single wide receiver selection since pick 111. We're about to be back on the clock here. I assume you're not a Sharbs or Ramondre guy. Christian Kirk is here at wide receiver.
Kirk it up.
Let's do some Kirk here.
Let's get some routes.
Where are you at on the Stroud stuff? Is this bounce back year or more flopping from Stroud?
I like it. I'm a little worried about their O-line. They do got a tough schedule. So they're gonna be throwing a whole lot more than last year. We just hope that Stroud can actually, put the O-line where they need to be. I heard he's not very good at, protection. But hopefully we can work that out this year.
Yeah, I've done a lot of Texans rookies in Nico, but like these are the exact kind of builds that I love getting Christian Kirk in because he's going to play a ton out of the gate. And he just historically has been good. Like he was good back on the Cardinals and underutilized. He was good on the Jags. He's just a player I don't really have questions about his talent. So that's a nice click in that range.
Yeah. Can be on the field a ton.
Here's the team so far. We got the 2-4-4-1, Lamar and Mahomes at quarterback, Barkley, Bucky, Montgomery, and Harris at running back, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Debo, and Christian Kirk at wide receiver, and Kelsey at tight end. Any comments, concerns? Are you feeling cool as a cucumber?
Cool as a cucumber. I just got to update the sheet real quick. So I'm just going to be back on the turn.
Do you draft every one of your teams with the sheet?
Yep. Every single one. Yeah,
that's how you built some
Wi-Fi on the pieces. Yeah, sorry. Wi-Fi on the phone and just a Google sheet up.
It's almost like the old school boss button, right? Where it looks more like you're just reviewing spreadsheets for safety reports than best ball.
Exactly. It looks just like other safety statistics that we're downloading from software and stuff. Looks almost identical. Can't tell.
What stuff are you most looking forward to this fall? Because I know you dabble in the BR streets. You had the Dog Bowl. You're also a DFS guy. I know you take your intense notes on the 1 week season site as well. Where are you going to be dabbling in everything again this year?
No, I'm going to just stay all on the dog app this year. I kind of made that pivot after the week 3 hit because I was just getting my dick kicked in on salary game. So
yes,
had a couple of decent weeks, but again, it's so hard to get up top because even with like underdog, like you can have a couple good lineups and like it's just they reward the money back. You can just stay in the game longer. Where I feel like you're just always depositing on DraftKings all the fucking time. So
I hear you on that, brother. I hear you on that. So Hollywood Brown and Likely both here. Goddard goes. One team behind us has no tight ends. What do you think the play is?
So let's get Likely.
Get that second tight end there.
Yeah. So we don't have to waste. We're going to need a little bit of some throws at wide receiver late. So.
Yeah, I like going that way too. We've made a pretty strong bet with Worthy and Kelsey, and if he comes back, then it's a smash. But I like prioritizing Likely because there isn't really a ton left on the Ravens at this point to stack.
Right. I do think Hopkins will be kind of a touchdown merch. He's
That's
one
true.
of those guys that can just Lamar can throw that fade. Kind of like Likely, throw it up top, let the length go get it.
Yep. So. All right, he does come back. Do you want to do Hollywood or something else?
Yeah, stack it up, make it easy.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of in that real dead zone for wide receivers here, so getting him at a discount, 13 picks past ADP. Mathology. This room, they're putting it on a silver platter for you, Math. Silver platter. Here's the team so far. 2-4-5-2. We got Lamar with Likely. We got Kelsey with Mahomes. That works out very nicely. The 4 running backs, Barkley, Irving, David Montgomery, and one-eyed Najee Harris. Don't quote me on that. Wide receivers, Worthy, Flowers, Debo, Christian Kirk, Hollywood Brown. So the triple stack on the Chiefs and the double stack there with the Ravens.
Yep. 2-4-4-2. Nice. Perfect. Well balanced.
Steven wants to know if you like any Jags. Do they fall into your player pool?
I do. I'm mostly just doing the passing attack. Worried about their O-line. So it's like those teams that don't have good offensive line and aren't projected to score a ton of fantasy points, like team points.
Yeah.
I just like to try to grab either the running game or the passing game, not like a complete team stack.
There you go. Wow. So you're not joining me on Jags. You see the Jags running back arguments, and instead of saying why not both, you say why not 0 of them?
Yeah, not right now. I'm waiting for news to happen with that. I think we could be clicking some zeros right now.
Hey, story of my life. Could be clicking some zeros here.
So, I don't know. Everybody has their favorite. It's kind of I scoop them a little bit at value when I'm hurting in a tough room, but like right now, there's really no need to.
Yep.
So
well, do you already see this entire draft in your mind's eye? Do you got some sleepers pegged for us late for this team?
Sleepers. I think I'm off a pick. I gotta update my sheet. What round are we in? 14?
We have 13 picks. We're about to pick at 14-9. Lamar, Mahomes, Barkley, Bucky, Montgomery, Najee, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Deebo Samuel, Christian Kirk, Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Likely.
Okay, yeah, we do have Zay. For some reason, not on my sheet. Okay.
Yes, Zay Flowers. I'm looking here. I don't see any.
We're always like one pick off. Dobbs would have been perfect. Let's get Douglas.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, Douglas definitely fits this team, although maybe doesn't meet your elite team criteria.
No, but like I like May. I do think they're gonna get better. I know some people in the building. They're a little bullish on the passing game. They know they're not gonna be able to run the ball. We're shit. So it's gonna be.
Did you just reveal that you're the crack rock of the Patriots? You got some sources in the building?
Yeah, I know some people that work.
Okay. Front office? What are we working with here?
Not front office, just like that work with the team that are, hear stuff and know people that make decisions in the building and stuff like that. So
all right, let's get a short list here when we're on deck. What position do you want me to look at?
We got any running back fallers right now? Yeah.
Bigsby.
Yeah.
Roshan, Rico, Jalen Noel, Wandell, Alec Pierce, quick.
Let's go Rico.
All right. Rico Dowdle, come on down. Carolina here, our 5th running back. A little bet against Chuba for us.
Yeah, I like Chuba. They got an easier strength of schedule, so they might be able to run the ball a little bit more than years past. So we're hopeful. They're all
right.
Not great, but.
So Mathology, once you reveal that you got the sources, then the people want to know. He wants to know, what do you think of the running back room? Tell us which Patriots wide receiver to target. What other nuggets do you have for us?
So I would go the cheapest wide receivers with the Pats. Don't force it. It could be Matt Collins for all we know. Could be getting a lion's share of the routes. They truly don't know. They're waiting for camp to see who shines. But
yeah,
definitely a lot of 2 tight ends. You're going to see a lot of 2 tight ends again.
Okay.
It's not going to be an electric offense whatsoever. They're going to try to really build it through the defense, ball control. They're not going to try to outscore anybody. They're hoping to keep games close into the 4th quarter. So again, you're going to have maybe 2 touchdowns a game. So, how much are you going to get out of that? Are you going to win anything? Probably not. So,
hey, we love some Matt Collins. I took him in the Eliminator video. We get Math referencing him here. Clay's obviously college buddies with Matt Collins. The vibes around Mac are great. And apparently he was on an Australia trip. I missed that.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. We just want to try to tack on as many high-powered offenses as we can in these type of contests, because we just want a high floor and grab that ceiling. Is going to be critical to get where we need to go.
All right, let's get ourselves centered here for the home stretch. We're about to pick at the end of the 16th, so we have 3 more picks. We have a 2-5-6-2. We got those big Chiefs and Ravens stacks with the quarterbacks and the tight ends, up to 5 running backs. We got the 6 wide receivers. Still need to cover a little bit of ground there, but I think we are in good shape here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to be too early, but do we have any idea on Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper? Are they going to sign? Does anyone know?
So I do not. I will say I have taken Keenan on builds like this. I kind of think it's not going to be as impactful as like the J.K. Dobbins move, but he is going to move up. Hey, quick. Do you want DeAndre Hopkins here?
Yes. Hopkins.
Okay. I figured that was the pick, but this one snuck up on us here. But yeah, we get DeAndre Hopkins, and now we have the Baltimore and KC triple stacks there with the tight ends and 2 wide receivers each. But yeah, I haven't been messing with Amari because it's like, at least when Keenan played last year, he was still good in earning targets. Like, you can't say the same for Amari there. So I'm like, at least if Keenan signs, I feel better about him contributing. Whereas Amari, it was like, you were paired with Josh Allen last year, man, and couldn't get it done. To me, that's a pretty big red flag.
Right. I agree. I don't know if it was injury related, but
true.
He's only 31. He's only 31 years old, so might be a little bit left in the tank.
Is this where we start thinking a little week 17 Broncos and Packers here opposite? The
problem with the Pack is we lost it all. We got sniped a couple times, so I don't want to force it if it's not. Yeah. If it's not a good pick.
We're back on the clock. I guess you could do like a guy like Franklin. Any other ones? Yeah.
Let's get Keenan now, and then we'll make a running back selection on our last pick.
Okay. Yeah. Let's grab Keenan here. Pick 196 as our 8th wide receiver, and then we can evaluate. Now, you say you generally like to go 3 quarterbacks here. Is this kind of shutting it down for you in this build?
Yeah. It seemed like people are watching and with us in the room. Quarterbacks went a little early in this draft. It seemed like, again, I'm not forcing it. I'm not saying I have to do this and this. Yeah. It's my preference if I can. And again, I want that following ADP. I might move up on 1 for the elite because I really think that's a very flat tier in the 3rd. But the next 2 I want to be like a falling Purdy, a falling Mahomes, like we did on this one. That's how I want to build it.
Who would you say, like, ideally, because I'm just kind of curious, like, say there was a faller, like, obviously we go Mahomes at 93. Who would have been a quarterback that you would have been interested in if they fell a little bit?
Yeah, like Purdy, if we were able to get, like, Kittle. Sometimes I won't even take a running back until the 5th sometimes. And try and build it out that way. Especially if I go tight ends early. With Arizona, with McBride, getting a falling Kyle. Yeah.
Would you have done like, let's say we take Najee, let's say Herbert, who goes 132, falls to 141, where we took likely. Is that one where you'd be like, all right, give me that 3rd quarterback?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then it's just because to me, you do have to have some pretty strong wide receiver targets late to pull off those builds. So we go Hopkins, Keenan here. Who are some of your other kind of like emergency late wide receivers?
Keenan, I think I've already spent $1,000 on Keenan now. So I hope he signs. He's one of those guys I got a lot of. Yeah.
So, all right. What you think, we got the 2582. What position do you want to look at here?
Running back. I think it would be nice with this at this point, just to tack on. I like the guy from the Rams, Hunter.
Hunter's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Yeah. A lot of the rookies got wiped out. You're kind of down into the Taj Brooks, Manungai, Ja'Cory, Krosky Merritt territory.
Is Lloyd still kicking around?
Lloyd is gone as well.
For Green Bay.
The only other name I mentioned him last year. I do think Troy Franklin is a bring back on the Chiefs stuff as a 9th wide receiver. Isn't awful.
I don't mind it. He's got some good coach speak, long play. Our running backs are strong enough where we don't have to force it if there's nothing there. I'd like that.
I'm trying to think though. I don't want to. If there's anyone else, we can scroll through here. If anyone else jumps out to you.
No, I do like it. It'd be nice to have a little bit of some correlation in the playoff gauntlet.
Yeah.
We do have a little bit with Barkley and Debo, but not a lot.
Yeah, it would, like you said, who would have been the Green Bay guy? Yeah, because that's when you were
right. I was really hoping for Reed or Golden.
Yeah.
Kind of where I guess we could have taken Reed. We could have taken Reed over Debo, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we go Debo at 69. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
in hindsight, you just flip that for a little
Yeah,
week
I was
17
kind of
correlation.
yeah. It is what it is. Again, it's not. I'm not going out of my way to build that. It's just like I like when it just comes naturally.
For sure.
Kind of at ADP, and this one was one that it's why we try to get in every draft room possible, because it's just finding the right room. And this one might not be the shipper that we love, but we just don't know, and that's why we play the game and draft as many of these as our bankroll can take.
Yeah, and the thing about this one was when we needed to fill it, there were 9 spots, and the chat and all of our friends joined us, and our friends do not let any of the fun sleepers fall here.
Yeah, the slappies don't like having nice things.
They don't let us have it. What is you strike me as someone who has like the perfect time to draft mapped out. Are you trying to optimize for all the drunkards and stuff?
Yeah. I was up late last night. I think I was up until like 1 yesterday because I had the time. I know I have a very busy schedule today. But yeah, I just do a lot during the day, and it seems like those rooms have been pretty cozy. Been able to build the way I want, getting some really good ADP value that it's super correlated with the gauntlet rounds. So
love it.
Been fun. So we'll see. We're gonna keep building them, show them to the fantasy gods, and hopefully they reward me like they did last year. But hopefully maybe put a little more money in my pocket versus last year's BPM.
Yeah, as Consigliere said here earlier, how do we get Newbie to send Mathology a check for Skalansky bucks for his team last year? Which, honestly, Underdog, if you're listening, that would be a great bit. Maybe the time has passed, but you getting one of those like Happy Gilmore big ass checks.
I would eat it up.
Skalansky,
I would eat it up. I would.
I
would have so much fun with that. Sure.
I hope it didn't feel like twisting the knife when I said your team would have had like $35,000 worth of EV in this eliminator structure.
No, it is what it is. Like I said last year, it's just like, I signed up for the contest. I knew that it was in the range of outcomes.
What's fun too about like thinking about the eliminator, and again, like if your team was in that one, like yes, you would have the risk of it flopping at any week against a head-to-head opponent. But like as the lore of that team grows, like which it was in Best Ball Mania, it was still like, man, once you enter that pod, that's going to be a buzzsaw. But in a head-to-head thing, it was like you would have been like a minus 700, 800 fave every week, just kind of all jacked up, discarding your opponents.
Yeah, it averaged I think it was like 155 a week, and it hit 200 like a ton. I was tracking it like the last like 6-7 weeks, big time. I was like, man, this thing is just a rocket ship.
It is.
It was fun. It's fun. That experience is worth its weight in gold, and it hopefully this year I can do it again, but we'll see.
I would love it. I would love it. I think it would go down as one of the greatest feats in best ball history. Probably the greatest. If you could have back-to-back regular season champion teams, that'd be epic.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's recap this team for the people here. I love that we got to get the full Mathology experience. Like you said, it wasn't the easiest room, but I think we were still able to accomplish kind of your vision for this team. Lamar and Mahomes at quarterback, Barkley, Bucky, David Montgomery, Najee, Enrico at running back, Xavier Worthy, Zay, Debo, Christian Kirk, Hollywood Brown, Demario Douglas, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Troy Franklin at wide receiver, and then Kelsey and Likely holding it down at tight end. Final Mathology thoughts.
Yeah, it's a high advance rate potential, and I think we stacked up some 2 really good teams with good quarterbacks that love to score 30+ points a week. I think this definitely has a safe floor and that ceiling that we need to advance throughout the gauntlet. So hopefully it gets that final spot, get that 3,750 back in your account, and then hopefully it can sun run that one Sunday in December.
Beautiful. Well,
it's a good team. It's a good team.
I think what I really want
running back and hitter flex quite a bit with those running back with that room, which is nice because as you know, in the BR streets, it happens a lot more frequently than we think it does. And then we got a ton of just wide receivers on good teams tied to good quarterback play. So
the Yeah, that my two nitpicks would be, it would have been nice to have at least one kind of rookie upside crack on this team. And then I think you could have, if there was a third tight end, I think we could have been in the mix for that. But I mean, we're so invested in Baltimore and Kansas City that I don't mind just saying like, hey, if those teams crush, their tight ends are going to be scoring points.
Yep. I agree.
Let's see here. Joey wants to know any outliers on the WAG model this year from Mathology. Any players that you have circled due to Instagram stories?
You know, I haven't really been in the WAG streets that much this year, but I can definitely spin something up pretty quick. It takes about 5 minutes.
Okay. It takes 5 minutes. Okay.
I have the old sheet that I just have to update, just verify that they're still dating the same chicks. It's just a quick Google search. That's all I do. It's not hard. Anyone can do it. If anyone wants to take it over from me and continue the bit, feel free.
I love that you have now been in the space so long that you have bits that are in your rearview mirror that you are offering for other people to take the baton for.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's fun. You know, it's something different to talk about versus arguing falling ADPs. Why is Brock Bowers falling? It's like, who cares? Let's have nice things. Let's let them keep falling.
All right. Are you telling me that I should shut down the show ADP Chasing and tell them to no longer obsess over micro ADP movements?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they don't have to get so angry about it. You know, let's just have nice things. It's like, no, let's let them fall. Like Pat almost said it the other day. I was like, say it, Pat. Let them fall. We don't have to hold the line. We don't have to hold the line.
That's funny. Who's that? There's that influencer right now. And her slogan, it's Mel Robbins, and her slogan is let them theory. She's just like, whatever happens in your life, you just say, let them, let them. That's your approach to best ball. You want to let Bowers fall? Let them.
Yeah. She's a Vermonter. She lives in down south in Manchester, Vermont.
I think she records her podcast out of Boston as well.
Yep. Yeah. She's a New Englander. Yeah. Yep.
There you go. The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins and Mathology. Another great draft here. Anything else you want to plug? You gave the easy sheet a shout out. Take the time here before we transition to the randomizer.
Nope. Thank you, Pete, for everything that you do. The community is awesome, and everybody that's sends nice words my way. I really appreciate everybody in the space that we're in. I just love being a best baller. It's fucking awesome.
I love it. We all love and appreciate you, all of your positive energy and the alpha you share in the Discord. Super stoked that you won this spot here. And we might even have to run it back with a little After Dark at some point this summer as well. You were a request for After Dark, and then you just won your way onto the stream even before that.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I did have some bits like when I was doing my deck, redoing my deck. I think that would have been fun. And like today, I didn't really put anything together, but at least I got a little safety vest for you. And I'm in the office. So
I know.
Made it fun for everybody.
You protected us from the players on bad teams in a Ball Mania draft. And for that, I salute you.
Hierarchy of controls.
He throws on the shades. If you want to be like Mathology, draft a BBM team. One of the funnest things, in addition to connecting with old friends, meeting new faces from the Deposit Kingdom, is just seeing everyone's like slightly different spin on how they're approaching drafts. Like everyone knows what they're doing structurally. Everyone knows what they need to accomplish, and we keep getting all these fun flavors of exactly how you're doing it. So thank you for sharing that with us today. And without further ado, let's get ready for the randomizer.
Randomize! Ladies and gentlemen, it's the randomizer.
19, 20, show off. 21, 22.
With Ralph Swat-Hoo-Pong.
That from Bleak Frost.
I've also never heard a chard in my life.
This team might be the best in randomizer history.
Welcome to the randomizer. Pete, take it away.
All right. It is Andrew Cooper, aka Coop. Welcome to your first ever randomizer appearance.
First ever, honestly, appearance on any of these shows. I was hoping that I might get on to something a little less terrifying first, but here we are in the most fun and scary game in all of fantasy football. So thanks for having me.
And we got lots of overlap here, both New England residents. We drafted in the what's it called? The Beantown, the Pat Foreman. Kevin league there. I believe that they're trying to get a live draft together for that. And it's just 12 different people with very crazy schedules. And, it's tough to get together for IRL drafts these days.
Shout out to Pete, though, Rotobon Pete, for like, no matter when the draft is, if 4 people can go, he'll drive from New York. He's just a baller, dude. He's a G. So shout out to that league, dude. Good dudes. But yeah, it's impossible to get us all together.
What are your favorite leagues? The ones you look forward to the most each year?
Yeah, so I got one that's been going like 20 plus years called The Lag. It is just complete morons in this league. My hometown guys. It makes it impossible to win. Like one kid did the thing where you draft Tom Brady and Randy Moss in the first 2. You want to pick 1 and 2. Obviously, they combined for 73 touchdowns. Another kid did a 0 RB one year, right? Where he didn't have going into week 1, didn't have a single other viable starting running back. His second best running back was Bishop Sankey, who wasn't even playing. But his one running back was LeGarrette Blount, and that dude scored 18 touchdowns. It's just the Homer moron league. I don't think I've won in 9 years. So that is my favorite one. That's got to be.
There is something like that. I miss that the most. I was in this home league that was with a bunch of Buffalo Bills fans for a while. And it was just so comical. It's obviously Josh Allen round 1 pick every single year. Just every guy overdrafted by a full 2.5 rounds.
Tyler Bass round 9, right? Just because somebody has, dude, every year when somebody would draft Tom Brady, the draft would stop and everyone would just do a standing ovation. Just literally it was just like clockwork, dude. People were drafting the last round pick, as long as he was in the Yahoo platform, was Anthony Sherman for 10 straight years. Whoever had the last overall pick, just because he went to our high school. That's the kind of league this is, bro.
Those are incredible. It's certainly what makes fantasy the most fun. Real quick here, we are going to try to fill one of these $3 private contests here. Unfortunately, no private drafts right now. We got 3 more spots though. If you guys want to put $3 up on the site,
they still have it open, the private ones, man.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I've gone back and forth with Luke and a couple of the guys over there trying to get those open because our guys, our members love doing those, and it's hard to find a platform that I gotta be honest, it's the best one for streaming on. Is it not? It's the best one. So it's please, guys, open them up.
It is. I love, obviously, for the randomizer, it's the perfect thing. We did. I did the world's fastest slow draft with our crew. That it necessitated all of us to be in the same room. No randomness there. So please, Underdog, we would love our private drafts back. All right, we are ready to rock, and I feel relieved right now, Andrew, because I've been coming off a string of shows where we've been drafting on the turn, which is very stressful for the randomizer. It's nice to be in the middle so you can have time between the picks. So consider yourself fortunate in that regard.
Excited about it, dude. I was actually thinking about that. I was watching a few of the older ones, and I was worried about what might happen there. So look at that, dude. 7. Let's go.
Luckily, we got my producers in the chat here who will remind me to spin when I forget here. But we are off to the races. Coop, randomizer draft scarf guy. Find and put on 3 scarves before your next pick. Keep them on for the next 3 rounds or draft Taysom Hill. All right. We got Coop leaving his office here, which for the audio listeners is completely filled with New England sports memorabilia. I see pennants. I see posters. I assume signed photos here of great Patriots. Boston hats here. We'll see what Coop can come back with. I'm actually not familiar with this scarf lore here, so I'm excited to find out how Coop became such a scarf guy. I would say I'm not opposed to scarves. I think I wear them more out of necessity than for fashion's sake. And maybe I'm leaving a little something on the table. Maybe I'm leaving a little sartorial flair to be had. Maybe at a different part of my life. I think once I have, maybe if I get that salt and pepper look, I feel like a scarf always looks really good on someone with a little salt and pepper. It's very distinguished. I also think it's always really baller when the people wear scarves with warm. Look, he's going up the stairs. He's going into his attic right now. I'm like, what is happening there? He's got the stairs to the attic. This is incredible. All right. We are 3 picks away here. Everyone, beating the clock. I do have to put Taysom Hill in the queue here. I just remembered. Oh no! Oh no! What happened? Nothing.
Oh, I still have time.
You have time. He's going back up. He's going back up to the attic for the scarves. The Scarf Lord. He's not going to earn that nickname today. He's not going to earn that nickname. We'll see how mean Willis wants to be if he wants to snap this pick off. I actually think I could have accomplished this prompt. I know where my winter gear is. I have a couple scarves. Alex Osimo once sent me a scarf. It's because I think there was a photo of Osimo wearing a scarf, and I think I made a joke about it. And then he sent me a Boston Bruins scarf. Let's see here if he can pull it off. It does not look like it. It does not look like it. Empty-handed?
Dude, all the scarves are in the attic.
Oh, my goodness.
My wife is in such big trouble, bro. You have no idea.
Oh, wow. I hope this prompt doesn't, create a fight at home here.
I mean, dude, I got to have those scarves ready to rock. How am I going to be a scarf guy if I'm not ready with a single
Yeah,
scarf?
so explain to me the lore, because I wasn't actually familiar with this prompt. I just said, this makes sense to me. I want to watch this man get a bunch of scarves. What's the story behind it?
It's just one of those things where you get one picture out there with you in a scarf, and your buddies get a hold of that. You ever had something like that go down?
Oh,
and
yeah.
then next thing you know, that's the thumbnail they're using for everything. It just happened to me again, the woman of fantasy football. That was the picture from my engagement. But since then, dude, the only way to defeat them, bro, you lean in. You gotta
lean into it. And guess what? We're going to lean into it because you now have Taysom Hill on this team. Okay, this is a multimedia prompt. This is called Name That Tight End. We're going to cue Hunter Henry. Let me do that really quickly here. I'm going to pull up a graphic here, and you're going to try to match the tight end headshot to their tail shot. Quite literally, name that tight end. If you get 2+ right, you get to take whoever you want. So here we go. The game of Name That Tight End. This is the graphic you need to match. We see Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Trey McBride up here. Can you match the ass to the tight end?
Damn, this is tough. Okay, I'm gonna go. McBride is lined up with his.
Okay,
I think
straight across. Yep.
And I think Kelce to the middle one, and then Kittle to the top.
All right, let's see the reveal here. Drum roll, please. He nailed it. He nailed it. Trey McBride, that maroon there, definitely a giveaway, but the top two hard to decipher.
A little harder, man. A little harder. But dude, this is actually not even the first butt matching game I've been forced to do. A vet hit me with one with just random players. A vet from Cleveland. Yeah, I got Larry Fitzgerald.
That he's got a nice badunkadunk. That is a big ass.
That was easy. That was a slam dunk. Hines Ward.
Oh, that's another good one. Who do you think knows Travis Kelce's ass better, Coop or Taylor Swift? Actually, you get to pick whoever you want now because you got it right. AJ Brown, Ladd, Brock Bowers, JT, Bucky. Who do you want?
Let's go AJ Brown here. I actually like. I like him to have a bounce back year. I don't think they're going to be dead last in pass attempts this year. Vegas at least has Jalen Hurts' over under a bit higher than the 2,900 passing yards last year. So I like a little bounce back.
Beautiful. Yeah, I like AJ Brown there as well. I was listening to Gretchen Leone talk about him on the projections pod, and it's like so easy to forget how good he is just because the volume is so lacking there. And it's like if he had the volume of Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, like he would be easily in contention for like the 101 pick.
Right. I mean, because he has the yak ability. He breaks tackles. He can make the contested catches. It's just without the volume. I mean, again, he got 90-some targets in 13 games, so it could be there.
All right. We are going to keep the tight end prompts rolling here. Barnkowski, cue David Njoku. Coop must guess the career receiving yards of Gary Barnidge plus or minus 25 yards. You got to be within 25 yards per Pro Football Reference to take who he wants. Go ahead and talk this out for us while I put David Njoku in the queue.
25 yards? That is wild. Because he did have that crazy, obviously had that crazy breakout year when he was like 29 years old for the Browns, where he had over 1,000 yards for sure. But the rest of his career was pretty brutal. I don't even know if he had over 2,000 total career yards. But that to get it within 25 yards, I'd almost have to have been looking at this recently. And I have looked at Gary Barnidge recently, but not that closely. I'm I am just gonna throw it at 2000 because I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I think that like the way you talked that out in ballpark, that was very good. Because within 25 yards is incredibly tough. The correct answer is 2,258. So to me, that's a good ballpark guess, but the letter of the law is
Rules are rules. Rules are rules.
Rules are. Tell me, how did you become known as the tight end guy? Was that a conscious decision? Was it something you leaned into and everyone's like, you talk about tight ends a lot? How did that develop?
So actually, Howard Bender was like the tight end guy at Fantasy Alarm when I got hired. And I had been working on this big project like myself with tight ends. I had this big spreadsheet and I was supposed to do running backs. So I emailed him the spreadsheet. And I was like, use this for your tight end stuff. And he reached out to me and was like, dude, he goes, you're doing the tight ends this year. And I was like, what are you going to do? And he goes, what were you going to do? And I was like, running backs. He goes, I'll do the running backs. So I leaned into it. And it just so happened to be like the perfect timing where the philosophy we were using in terms of like looking at pass blocking snaps to project small snap guys into what their role will be, just so happened to be perfect to hit on like Mark Andrews and Darren Waller and those guys and like Logan Thomas the next year to kind of establish ourselves at being able to hit some of those guys. And then since then, we've just been building on it. So that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, that it's funny too, right? Because there's certain positional brand guys. Obviously, Matt Harmon, synonymous with wide receivers in there. But do you even have a villain or a nemesis in the tight end streets? Is someone else's brand also closely tied to tight ends that I can't think of?
There are some people that have their brand close to them, but we're more of like huddled outcasts. Like we have to look out for each other. You know what I mean? Like it's more like like David Gutierrez does a good job, Max Toscano does a good job, Dan Williamson, these guys all do a great job. But like we're more just out there being like, hey, don't replace your tight end spot with a flex or like you know what I mean? I'm like, tight end's cool too. Like tight end's important. Like so we're kind of like banded together. And if tight end, makes its way back to prominence, then I guess we can fight to the death.
All right, we have one here. This one's near and dear to my heart. I used to live in Waltham. You went to Bentley, which is in Waltham. Waltham and Egger here. Q Darnell Washington, which I will do. And you must name 3 of his favorite nearby dive bars to hang out at during his days at Bentley to take who he wants. And then I get to play a sub game and seeing if I've actually ever been to any of these.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So definitely got to name Shoppers is one. They would just let us, even when we weren't 21, they would let us play beer pong in there. You know what I mean?
So I'll tell you and now I can dox because I don't live there. My apartment was on that exact same street off of Moody Street, side street, like literally 200 feet from Shoppers.
Dude,
so
okay.
Very well. Yeah.
So I lived right off Moody Street too for a long time. I wish I knew that, man. We could have been ripping it up out there doing the Moody Mile. But I was down closer to like the movie theater so there's a bar down at the end right over there that the name changes like all the time. Where at the time, so it was most recent when I lived, it was called Garcia Brogan's, but at the time we were in college, it was called the Skellig. And that place was an absolute nightmare place.
And now it's a Cuban place.
That was a Cuban place, yeah, but they still kept the music venue in the back. And then I'll throw out as my last one. I mean, dude, honestly, like the places I would go, it's not really as divey, but like Margaritas is like the cheapest place to get crushed.
Margaritas, right? I will count that. It's a chain restaurant that might as well be a dive bar.
It's gotta count. It's gotta count because of the people. Like when you look at it from the outside, you're like, no, but when you walk in and see the people sitting at the bar, including myself, you're like, oh yeah, these are the boys, dude.
Udi Watt, Terry, Tet, DJ Moore, Kittle, Worthy, JMO, Amarian.
I'll take let's just go upside with Tet here.
Okay. We'll grab Tet here. Yeah. It's so funny because Lauren and I lived there from like 2013 to 2020. And I think we went to Margaritas once, for the, maybe I went twice, there as well. I'm a Tex-Mex snob. So it generally didn't reach my qualifications, but the people watching in there was incredible.
That's where you qualify the dive, dude. Yeah, we would go there just for drinks typically, or like a couple chimichangas or whatever. But there are better places. The thing is, on Moody Street, I feel like the places are changing so often, dude.
Yeah. Ben says, I'm a bartender at a chain restaurant. You might as well consider a dive bar. I respect it. All right. We're going to stay here with the college theme, Bentley dorms. We're going to cue the next Panther, and you are going to identify, this is multimedia, the pictured dorm halls from Bentley University. This is a sick prompt here. Getting our Nardwell on with this one. Get 3+ correct to take who you want. So at least if you time out, you're going to get like a stack here because you already took Tet. All right, so I'm going to put Chuba and Leggett in here. Are you ready to identify dorms?
They love stacking up the cats in the randomizer. Yeah, start pulling them up, dude.
Okay, here's the clue one. Options, Trees, Slade, Fenway, Boylston, and Falcone.
Falcone, yeah. That looks like that's either Trees or Slade. I'm going to go with, I think that's Trees.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, Slade Hall.
Dude, no.
Slade Hall. Let's keep them rolling here. Same options here. Which dorm is this?
That is Falcone. That's at the top of the green space.
Okay, there we go. Correct. That is Falcone. I think I even recognize that one.
Yeah.
All right, here's number 3. This picture looks like it's from the 1970s.
Yeah,
these
dude.
cars.
I believe that would be the prison known as Boylston.
That is correct. A and B. Wow, we get the nickname here. Next up, we have this fisheye shot of a dorm.
What's left for me?
You did Slade.
That's newer. So that's Fenway. That's on the South campus.
Trees.
No, that's Trees. Oh my.
Wow. Okay. Luke qualifying that these are from current pictures from the website, which is even more hilarious. Okay, we got to do this one quickly for you to get who you want. What's this last one then? Process of elimination.
That's Fenway.
Okay. I think you did get the 3 correctly. Who do you want?
Give me
quick.
Give me Waddle.
Okay, you're gonna get him because he's top of the queue there. Wow, that was close. I just want to go back to this photo. This is a current photo on Bentley's website for their dorm room. They could not update it to something from within the past 30 years.
Dude, a lot of that stuff just does look like that, though, bro. I mean, like there are definitely people like the Trees has been around for forever. That's where if you're a freshman, you basically have to live in Trees. It's a giant complex that winds all the way down, dude. But I feel like Boylston's where you go if you lost some housing credits, you know?
Yes. Trust me, I believe that that's what it still looks like. I just think it's hilarious that they haven't felt the need to update the photo with cars from the 21st century.
Right. Or a couple plants or just any other angle, man. It does not look like an attractive place to live.
All right. Here we go. You spell team starting tight end. I'm going to cue George Kittle or a backup. I think Kittle's gone. Coop must give us a starting 5 for a basketball team comprised entirely of tight ends to take who he wants. Many tight ends, of course, former basketball players there. So give us your dream team for tight ends.
Number 1 got to be Jimmy Graham because, you know, he's obvious. Or is it from active guys now or anybody?
I'm going to I think it's more fun if you do from all time.
Okay, yeah. So Jimmy Graham for sure. I would definitely have to have Antonio Gates on there. And let's see, from the active guys now, you know who was a good baller here in Massachusetts was Pat Frymuth.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. So there's got to get a local guy on the team.
Oh, you got to go quick. 2 more.
Julius Thomas was a basketball player.
Denver guy.
And Mike Gesicki, basketball and volleyball.
Okay, look at that. All right, who do you want to take? Juwan Jennings, Harvey, Trevion, Addison, Judy.
Let's go RJ Harvey. I do like I know the divisive player here, but I just look at the history of Joe Lombardi. I mean, this guy he's been top 5. Every offense he's ever been a part of the coaching staff, 18 years straight, has been top 5 in targets to the running back. I just think the upside's there for Harvey. And if I lose, I lose. I already have Taysom Hill as my first pick, so I got to go for upside.
Love it. Here's the team so far. We started with Taysom Hill, rough start. Couldn't find the scarves. AJ Brown, come back. We do get David Njoku at pick 31 there.
Which was that Gary Barnage question was
it was tough.
Brutal question.
Someone mentioned in the chat, where was it? It was something about being a 1% error bar is what we allowed there. Here it is. Ibwald says 25 yards on 2250.
Yeah. So if I said 2,225, I would have lost. It's like that's such a tough question. I would have had to have known the number.
Hey, it's all right. You know, we
That's okay.
run a tight ship around here. There's been some commentary that the prompts had gotten too easy and people were building super teams. So it's good to balance our range with some difficult ones. So then you get Tet, Jalen Waddle, RJ Harvey back on track now, and we can spin in advance of our 7th round pick here.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got.
This rocks, man.
I'm glad. You are crushing it so far. We're going to have another multimedia one. This is called Pub Genius. We're going to cue Mason Taylor, and Coop must match PUBG maps to their names. I'm such a boomer that I assume this has to do with video games. Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's an old video game that we still play. So we're kind of boomers too, dude. Like the only people playing this are definitely 36-year-old dudes. Me and my buddies.
Okay. All right. Are these the same ones that, you know, are in the fantasy league with you?
Yeah, if you see Meat Mansion 69 floating around. Also Chuck Bass. Chuck Bass plays with us too.
Okay.
And actually Tyler Roginski, the #1 ranker, Lobos plays with us. I pretty much only play with fantasy guys and my buddy from home who's an idiot. So all right, let's go.
Right. Let's see here. So for the audio listener, we got Miramar, Tago, Karakin, Erangel, and Sanhok. How bad did I brutal those names?
That was actually pretty good because we don't know how to say them either. No one says them in the game.
Okay.
C is Sanhok for sure. I can't even see A on my screen.
Let me see. Let me zoom in. Here you go.
That's Erangel.
Okay. And I can zoom in on, there's D.
That is Karakin.
This is B.
That's Miramar.
Okay. And this is E.
I gotta see the names again. That's Tago. I hate Tago.
Let's see here then, because I don't even know if Erangel, Kraken, Miramar, Tago, Sanhok. You went 5 for 5, I believe.
I got like 2,000 hours in that game, dude. Whoever put that question, whoever put that question up has my back. Maybe not 2,000, but that game is also Pete. You get dropped on.
You're on the clock. Yeah. And then we'll talk. Jacoby, DeAndre, Ricky Pearsall, Laporta, Golden, Diggs, Pollard.
All those guys. Give me Diggs.
Diggs.
Yeah. So that is a game where like they've tried to make it easier. It's still ridiculous, but like you get dropped onto that map Miramar out of a plane, and you could go 25 minutes without seeing anybody, and then like get one shot killed with a headshot, and then that's the end of the game. So it is one of those games that you got to put it this way: when you win, it's the best thing ever. But you almost never win. It's like a goal in soccer. Like the win is so exciting that it justifies the amount of time you spend doing nothing.
That is so how often, like right now, like weekly, like how much are you playing this game?
Dude, so my wife's a nurse, so like once a week she'll actually stay at her parents with the baby, and that's like the day that that's the evening I get to play video games after the Sirius XM show. So very rarely we get crushed, dude.
That's hilarious. All right, we're going to spin again here. Tight end of the road. We're going to cue Mercedes Lewis, and you're going to have to dedicate a verse of Boys to Men's End of the Road to the tight end he thinks is on the verge of retirement to take who he wants. Do any names come to mind here of someone you'd like to give a tribute to?
Oh dude. So first of all, I don't know if I only know one Boys to Men song, so I'm just going to have to hope it's on that album. But I love Mercedes Lewis. So here we go. Mo Alley Cox is back again. But he's probably not going to be a tight end. And he's probably going to get cut because Tyler Warren's coming to smack that butt. I don't know. This
that was great.
That was great. I only know the beginning part of that song.
And couldn't you have, I think, wasn't Mo Alley Cox another one of the former basketball players that could have snuck into that top 5?
I saw after, because I've been closing the chat during the questions. I saw after somebody mentioned Mo Alley Cox, and I was like, yeah, that would have been pretty easy because he actually played for West Virginia, like in college, dude.
Yeah, baller. And yes, I do feel like it's the end of the era. The Colts have been running out the like 4-way tight end committee for the past like 6 years, and now it finally looks like Tyler Warren will emerge. But who knows with those guys? Who
knows? Maybe for 7 straight years they've done like the mix and match, whether it's like Trey Burton and like all these Colin Granson, Drew Ogletree or whatever. So is that the right song? Does that count?
You know what? I'm not even fact checking if it's the right song because you embraced it. I don't even know if the song had to include singing the prompt. And so in my mind,
You're
you
kidding.
crushed it. No.
What did I have to do? What was the prompt supposed to be?
It just said dedicate a verse.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God. That would have been so much easier, bro.
All right, you're on the clock. Jacoby,
could've just
Matthew
said
Golden,
like that.
Aaron Jones, Darnell Mooney, Brian Robinson, Ayuk, Mason, Kyler.
Give me Kyler. Or give me who. Do we get it in there in time? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you got time. I mean, Kyler, if you're a video game guy, that's I feel like pretty on brand there for you.
Yeah, so I mean that's probably tough to get in there. I will say that I'm friends on Xbox with Amon Green. He came on our show and he's a huge video game streamer. The thing is, he's always playing. So the former Hall of Fame running back for the Packers, he came on our show, big video game guy, and I was like, oh, let's link up. But he's always playing these like weird like ninja games and stuff that are like single player. So there's not really a lot of opportunity to get in there and play.
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, what is your kind of overall thesis on the tight end position this year? Let's maybe keep it even specific to like underdog. You know, obviously there's always the kind of the big elite tight end versus punt tight end wars. Like what do you think is looking good for this year?
Yeah, so the top two just go too early for me. I mean, historically speaking, it's just so hard to thread the needle on like Bowers or McBride actually, because like you still have to score the points. Positional scarcity is great and all, but like they still have the guys going in the first couple rounds sometimes are capable of 400 points. The greatest tight end season of all time in PPR, I know it's half PPR, is Rob Gronkowski with 330 points, right? So like I usually wait. I've read some of your stuff on it as well. The 3 quarterback, 3 tight end strategy. I do like doing that. I think you can create a lot of leverage. I took a team to the final day last year. My only 2 viable tight ends were Hunter Henry and Pat Frymuth, just because they matched up on the weeks. The team that won the whole thing, his tight end in the final week was Juwan Johnson that cracked for him. So I'm a big proponent of creating value late from the tight end position, but I'm not scared to take value on guys like any Evan Engram, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews if they're falling below ADP.
All right, we're going to have to move quickly here. The inaugural Boston Sports Guy of the Year award sponsored by Barstool. We're going to cue Hunter Long. Cooper is going to receive an award presented by the Boston Sports Guy himself. We have this on tap. You must deliver an acceptance speech that brings the chat to cheers of joy to take who he wants here. Let me quickly put Long in the chat. We are going to have to move quickly. We have a short video here from a guest. Let me get this on
video
screen. This is someone telling you it's a very prominent member of the Boston sports community here. Let's get this on stage.
It's me, Bill Simmons. Here's the Boston Sports Guy. That's me, Boston Sports Guy of the Year. This award goes to Andrew Cooper. Coop, I've had my eyes on you. I'm always into the fantasy. Who's the fantasy analyst with the juice? And I think that's you. Some guys got it. You got it. You got the juice. You're like a 2004 Tony Gonzalez mixed with like a 2011 Rob Gronkowski. Coop, enjoy this award. Good job by you.
What's your acceptance speech? Quickly.
Thank you, Bill. I just want to say, I just want to thank my buddy, my cousin Jimmy, my buddy James, my buddy Johnny, my buddy Jimmy P, Billy, Sully, Fitzy, Fitzgerald, and then of course Jimmy O and Jesus Christ.
First of all, shout out to Jacob, aka Bill Simmons,
Incredible
for that
job.
cameo. Unfortunately, that prompt came way too quickly, and you did have to time out and get Hunter Long because the chat didn't have time to get moved to tears.
If I just gave it my basic strategy, we would have had more time. Had I known there was also a video, I should have just been like draft, just wait on tight end, and then we would have got the Bill. Hunter Long, bro, unbelievable. Yeah, here's a Hunter Long one for you. His coach, from Miami, once said, "I'm not even." He said at one point we weren't sure if Hunter even really liked football. That's tough.
That's incredible. If your own college coach
no, it was a Miami Dolphins coach that said that.
Oh, Miami Dolphins. Yeah, okay.
That's a tough one, bro.
All right, let's stay on top of it here. Remembrance of tight ends past. Q Robert Tunyon And like the 7-volume novel by Marcel Proust, Coop must describe the career accomplishments of his favorite retired tight ends in effusive detail until the next pick to take who he wants. Can you go long memorializing one of these tight ends that have retired?
Just one of them?
Let me get Tanyan in the queue and then we can read it again here. You must describe the career accomplishments of your favorite retired tight ends. Let's pick one here in effusive detail until the next pick here. Who do you want to shine a spotlight on?
Yeah. Well, I think that in this particular case, we have to go with Mr. Rob Gronkowski, right? If we're going New England, we're going greatest of all time. It starts and ends with Gronk. I mean, this is a guy that came out, had the greatest tight end season of all time, as I alluded to earlier, scored 18 touchdowns, had 330 PPR points. And this guy is a unicorn in so many ways with the work that we do. For instance, he had that season in a year where Wes Welker had 173 targets, and he still came out and was a monster. He's kind of one of the foundations of why we say the top 2 target on the team is all you really need to have monster upside, because he wasn't even the top target on his team. I mean, this is one of the few guys to ever come out and have a top 5 season while only playing 11 games. He came out and had 11 touchdowns in 11 games while getting hurt. Just an absolute force. I mean, this is a guy that destroyed our spreadsheet because he actually managed to go out and pass block on over 15% of his pass plays in a season. In one season, they actually said to him, we're going to throw the ball here.
All right, I'm going to put it on pause so you can get your pick in this time. Rashid Shaheed, Cam Scatterbo, Najee Harris, Charbonnet, Drake May, Luther Burden.
Let's go Najee. I was thinking May there, but let's go Najee.
Let's see if I got it in time. I do. If I did, that is okay. We did. Wow, there's a delay in the system. We got Najee in. Okay. Well, that was an impassioned case there. Yeah. Hey Ben, come on. Let's
come on, bro.
Wait, I assume you were born and raised Boston.
No, so I was born outside Boston. And funny, Aaron Hernandez would come up because the town that he murdered that guy in is my hometown.
Attleboro?
North Attleboro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up in North Attleboro. Then I went to Bentley, and then I stayed in Waltham. I came back, moved back here for a couple of years, and then I lived in Waltham for another 8 years. So I've been up that way for a long time, but now I'm back down closer to Gillette Stadium.
Okay, there you go. Now I'm close to we're just following each other around. We won't self-dox our current locations, but that is crazy. Conklin conspiracy apologist. We're going to cue Tyler Conklin. You must apologize to the chat for your take last offseason that Conklin would finish top 2 in Jets receiving yards. I was not aware of this take. If chat forgives him, take whoever. Do you want to go on an apology tour for this Conklin take? So
I will have to, because that's the rules, but I never said that. So here's
okay. No. You don't know. I want to get us the real story here.
The real story is that Tyler Conklin to me is a guy that I've never, you can see the hashtag never Conklin from me. I call him Tyler Chonklin. This is just not a player that I've ever really been interested in drafting. I mean, he could have potentially been a top 2 target on the team. That did get crushed when Devontae Adams got traded there, but this guy doesn't really break tackles. He doesn't have elite speed. He doesn't create for himself. He has never really had more than 80 or so targets in a season. And when he gets those targets, because he doesn't break the tackles, because he doesn't have the speed, then he doesn't really generate a lot of yak. He's a guy that consistently has been off my board. I'll never draft Tyler Conklin, and I apologize for nothing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to go to the research department here, and the producers. Matt says research department getting a talking to this week. Matt, let us know what ruling we should do here. I think if we had an erroneous prompt in here, then you get to pick whoever you want. And I
had 0.0 exposure to Tyler Conklin.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because otherwise that would be disingenuous touting.
I can pull the numbers. Yeah. I've never been a Conklin guy. Even this year, not a Conklin guy. Howard Bender's in, I'm out. Never been there.
Okay. There you go. I don't even, what are you even doing with the Chargers tight ends? Are you a Gadsden guy, a Disley guy?
No Disley for me. I mean, the fact that guy's playing is like a modern miracle. If I'm going to go with anybody, I like the idea of Gadsden. I mean, you've seen Greg Roman have Greg Roman got Mark Andrews to a top 5 season in fantasy in a year he played only 41% of the snaps because he has that big slot style play. And their tight end coach, his name escapes me right now, but he was a Raiders tight end coach when they developed Darren Waller from a wide receiver into a tight end. And he said, this guy reminds me of Waller. So he's the most interesting to me, no question. He probably won't do anything though, but still.
Yeah. All right. You get to pick who you want. What position would you like to look at? You're at a 1-2-4-3 build right now.
1, 2, 4, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
A classic structure through 11 routes.
Stupid tight ends, bro. I still need tight ends because mine are terrible. Actually, it's just Njoku. Give me. I'm on the clock right now.
Yeah.
If I'm taking Mondre, why not lean into the same thing? Go Najee Harris and just be that guy. I'm sorry, Ramondre Stevenson. Just go both.
Yeah.
Both the guys everyone's rooting against.
Well, it's funny too because you could have done for the trifecta. It would be Dobbins, right? Dobbins is the equivalent of Najee and Ramondre. I actually think I always love that Galbrain thought of like typically an RJ Harvey drafter isn't going to be a Najee drafter or vice versa, and then like putting those on the same team together, you do like Dobbins with Trevion Henderson. I like those pairings.
It's right. It's because that's the thing is like you could. What if you just get it exactly right? Because there's a good chance that it's going to go one way or the other. Like, Chuba versus Jonathan Taylor last year goes one way, but then like Bucky Irving versus Rashad White goes the other way. Like if you were just on the weird side of both those, then you could hit it on the head. That's what makes this game so fun, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Panthers.
Let's see here. Tight end university. Cue the next Panthers tight end. Coop must retrieve an item that one might find at the Kelsey Kittle Olsen camp to take who he wants. Do you have anything that's like tight end paraphernalia?
Tight end paraphernalia? I was going to say, this is what I would say that I don't even have to go that far. I feel like one of these guys would absolutely be showing up with this.
Let's see here.
Namely George Kittle.
Who do I have to put in there? Oh, the neck. Oh, wow. Is that the luchador mask there?
The luchador mask. No doubt.
Oh,
no doubt George Kittle has one. Does he not?
No, that seems like something Kittle would like buy for all the tight ends just to take a photo op for at the camp. So that is
exactly, brother.
What is your take on tight end? Do you love it? Is it your favorite thing that exists?
Brother, I just want to go, dude. I've looked at the shirts; they look pretty nice, but like I feel like is it fraudulent for me to buy a tight end U shirt if I'm not there? I don't even think Yeah, I think I might have to get one. I love the idea, man, because it's again the tight end position. We need to stand up for it. We need to they're trying to take it away. They're trying to eliminate it from leagues. So I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for the brotherhood.
All right. Speaking of brotherhood, which player are you going to be adding to this squad? 1-3-4-3. Is there a position you want me to look at here as you're on the clock?
Yeah, let's go wide receiver. I would have
Hollywood, Tillman, QJ, Leggett, Besh, Palmer, Dobbs.
All right, let's take that off and go. Who's there? Who's there at quarterback?
Quarterback is Michael Penix, Tua, Bryce Young. You want Bryce Young with Tet?
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right, there you go. Who's your favorite sleeper tight end? Let's say let's go after pick 140, like after the Goddard, Ferguson, who is your guy?
Yeah, and I do like Hunter Henry a lot, but he's part of that crew. So I think later on, one guy, especially in best ball, that could make some noise is Chiga Okonkwo. I know he doesn't have the size, but he's got the speed. Runs that 4.52, which is like 97th percentile. He's one of the few guys that's had multiple 40-plus yard plays in the same season. Cam Ward definitely liked Elijah Arroyo at Miami. And after Calvin Ridley, I mean, hard to get super excited about Lockett, Yamanar. This is getting so hot, so I'm taking it off. It doesn't even have a mouth hole on it, dude. So, I think that there's a real opportunity for him. But again, he's got some competition. I don't love Gunnar Helm or Josh Wiley. So,
I love it, man. If I have Cam Ward, Chig is almost an auto click for me where I'm like, if Cam Ward smashes, Chig is going to have a good year.
It's one of those, it's so late. It's such a late, easy stack to do too. Cause it's just you're sitting there, they both go outside round 14, 15. You just go bing, bang, low correlation. Not so bad.
It is funny because Ben, a previous Best Ball Bash guest, just constantly chirping to me about Gunnar Helm. And yes, I will continue to erase him in any conversations about fantasy relevant tight ends, Ben.
The last time we haven't had a tight end that runs a 4.8 or slower finish top 5 in like 20 years, dude. So like,
all right. Yeah, okay. Cue Trey McMilkbride or backup. Coop must pour and chug a glass of milk before the next pick to take who he wants. We will see in a second. Who do we got behind McBride in Arizona these days? Elijah Higgins or Tip Ryman? We'll go ahead and put both in the queue. Trey McMilkbride. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in the randomizer writer room these days. Trey McBride. Okay, but luckily the milk was procured unlike the scarves. All right. Are you
true New England fashion too? We're going coffee milk.
Oh, coffee milk. That's a Rhode Island thing right there.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm on the border.
Do you know I have never had coffee milk? How is that? Wow.
We built this city.
Holy shit. You absolutely ripped that down.
What a treat that was. Well, I'm up in like 2 picks.
You are. I am going to remove Elijah Higgins and Tip Ryman from the queue because you smashed that milk over there.
I don't even mind Elijah Higgins. I mean, obviously you shouldn't be drafting him in this spot. Hey, not a bad handcuff.
All right, there you go. All right, yeah, talk us through here this pick. 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Cedric Tillman, Blue, Algier, Eckler, Besh, Dobbs, Bigsby, Pat Bryant. Anything stand out to you?
I'm actually going to take, I do oddly like Tank Bigsby. People hate this pick. They hate it. But when you look at like what Nathan Yankee says about like the most consistent guys and the guys that actually have the most RB1 and RB2 seasons, it is often the guys that get the starting role. And I just think Tank Bigsby was the most efficient guy in the team last year. I know Bayshore Tootin is obviously the upside play, but there's a real possibility this guy just ends up being the starting back for this team. So,
all right, we have another multimedia prompt here. This is called Reddit Mod. This is in reference. You spend a lot of time over on Fantasy Reddit. Cue the next available tight end outside of Coop's top 30. Coop has to correctly guess if subreddits are safe for work, SFW, or not safe for work, NSFW. Get 3+ right to draft whoever. Do you hang out on other Reddits beyond fantasy?
I do. I don't really comment a lot on other stuff, but I'm always checking out like the whiskey subreddit. There's a ton of them. I mean, there's anything you can think of over there. So get me in there. Let's see what we got.
All right, I'm gonna put Kenny Yaboya in the chat for Max Lulls of a deep tight end here. Okay, here are the subreddits. You got to tell us if these are NSFW or safe for work. Christian girls, how you doing? Sexy but not porn, fun with friends, and fantasy. Give us the rundown here.
Okay. Good Lord. So actually, sexy but not porn is probably still going to be not safe for work. It's going to be marked as not safe for work. Is it? Oh, I did them all?
Yeah, because the answers are all on a single graphic, so I need you to go through them.
Christian girls, I'm guessing Christian girls is going to be not safe for work. How you doing could end up being like a friends subreddit for all we know. So I'm going to say that is safe. Sexy but not porn. I'm going to say not safe for work. Fun with friends, I can probably assume is not safe for work because I know that there's a lot of those like ones like that. And I think fantasy is actually just going to be like for like nerds. So that one's safe for work.
You crushed it. The
game's easy, bro.
How you doing in fantasy? Safe for work. Christian girls, sexy but not porn, fun with friends, not safe for work. Who do you want to take here real quick? Tillman, Jonnu, Besh, Pat Bryant.
Take Tillman. Can we, dude, how you doing? What is that one? Is that like do we know what that is? Can we pull that up?
I did. Okay. We said that one was safe for work, right? So
safe for work. That's safe for work. Yeah.
Okay. Smelly cat. What are they feeding you?
So it is friends. See, there you go.
Okay. It is friends.
That's how Reddit thinks. Dude, the subreddit that's spelled Super Bowl was taken by somebody very early. And that's just pictures of go to Super Bowl subreddit if you have a second, real quick.
Super Bowl.
Like this, how stupid this
For owl lovers everywhere.
This is the subreddit for superb owls.
Oh, okay. That's incredible.
Once you get into the nerdy mind of Reddit, you can start figuring out what these are.
Incredible. Tell me about, like, I've done a few of the Reddit AMAs over there. I know Jeremy does a lot of awesome stuff. You hang out there all the time. Sell me on hanging out on fantasy Reddit, because it's like an entirely new world that I know nothing about.
Yeah, I always describe it as this: like, your Twitter following is like, say you're a band, people are coming to see you. Reddit is like a festival where, like, you're playing, you're doing your stuff, but they're not necessarily there to see you. It's such a good way to get honest feedback, and I know not everybody likes that, but for me, it's made me such a better analyst. And honestly, the upvote and downvote system really does help get either funny or good information to the top, man. It's just, sometimes I get tired of people saying things on Twitter, and it's like, there's no way to downvote it. There's no way to, you can't express your disagreement at all. And it kind of rewards bad behavior. Whereas, like, Reddit, I just feel like is a little more balanced. I've been there for a long time, so maybe I'm biased, but I love Reddit.
No, that's a good sell. And I think, like, algorithms, I like when, like, on TikTok, where the most liked comment bubbles up, because generally the most liked comments on viral videos are very funny and a nice like extension of the original video. All right, we got another Bentley prompt here. We're going to cue Isaiah Likely, who's gone, so we'll figure out who we're going to put in. But to draft whoever, you must answer, who is the first NFL player drafted from Bentley College University? Do you know this one?
That stinks, because I do know there was a player that was drafted by the Panthers that was a defensive lineman, but I don't know his name. Mike something or other, maybe. I don't know his name, dude.
Hang on. I need to, we're going to put a deep Panthers tight end in here.
Deep? No, give me Jatavian Sanders.
No, I'm giving you Tommy Tremble.
No, dude, not Tommy. He just had back surgery.
So the answer here, you're gonna recognize this because it sounds like you kind of know, Mackenzie Bernardo. Yeah. And do you know what's crazy? It says here, born in Waltham, Massachusetts, went to Waltham High School, just straight through all Waltham. What a legend.
Right. And he was drafted by the Panthers, like, right around the time that I was like, I should know that, dude. Mackenzie, I let you down, buddy. I'm sorry.
That's crazy. Went to Plymouth Elementary School, Waltham High School. He practiced football, basketball, and track. Another basketball guy there. Accepted a football scholarship from Bentley, where he was named the starting left tackle as a freshman. He switched to left guard, started 37 games, did have a torn meniscus. Second Bentley player to ever be drafted and the only one to make an NFL roster.
Sometimes you just get that like, and you get that in real life too, where, like, people grow up. You grow up a Notre Dame fan, and you should go to Alabama. You should, it's like some of these people that do decide to go to the local schools. I mean, Florida and Miami for a long time got it. Like, that was their whole pitch, right? Like, we're going to get all the best players from Florida and kill everybody during the Ed Reed years and stuff.
What year did you graduate, Bentley?
2011, so the same year.
Okay, because he was NFL draft 2008. So
right when I was getting there, yeah.
Okay, and so you're telling me this guy there was like a legend, like a whispers around campus of, like, we got a fucking NFL prospect in our midst.
Nobody cares, dude. Our football team, our basketball team was really good. Our football team, I don't think I would do a single game, bro. I was too busy lighting up the intramural field.
There you go.
Forget that.
All right, let's spin here. We got 3 more picks to be made. I need to do a recap of this team, but we are moving and grooving here. Dad bod, cue the next Colts tight end. Coop must demonstrate a technique for a lift one might perform while holding a small child to take who he wants. A technique for a lift one might perform while holding a small child.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you definitely want to get a tight, get the curls going, right? So, like, right in here, you got to get them. You got to get them. Yeah. So you get them right in here. Well, yeah, you get them right in here, just like that, a couple of these. And that way you get your milk in your other hand. And, and you can, should I tee up another milk chug for this one? You get the.
I was just gonna say you were using the example of milk in your other hand while using literal milk as the the baby there.
So you got your baby in there, and the thing is you gotta keep that flex tight, dude. So that when you're maneuvering around and you're getting that coffee milk going.
I think you just wanted an excuse to drink more coffee milk, is what I think happened there.
I think that actually did happen. It's getting a little warm out here.
How old is your kid?
Turns 2 at the end of this month. Yeah.
Wow.
She's slowly transforming from my perfect angel into a monster too. So what about your kid? How old's your kid now?
Similar, 2.5. So I'm well aware of. I think my in-laws described it as she now has like this twinkle in her eye of mischief, where it's like you talk to her, say something, and you see that sparkle, and you're like, it used to be like, oh, like I'm about to do something I shouldn't do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that in Aladdin when Apu sees all the jewels and the light eyes. That's literally like every crayon. Anything looks like a crayon is. Yeah, we're there. Also, the answer is no to everything. Like just being like, did you mean yes?
Exactly. Okay, you get to pick who you want here for that dad curling coffee milk move there. 2, 4, 5, 4. Make your pick, and then I'll recap the team.
Who are my quarterbacks? I have Kyler, right?
Yeah, you have Kyler and Bryce.
All right, give me Michael Wilson then.
Yeah, Michael Wilson stacked up there. So here's the team now.
This team's not only brutal, but this board has been tough, dude. You got too many sharp people to watch this show, bro.
They're just scooping up the EV that we're leaking here. But you do have some stacks. Kyler and Bryce, your running backs are fine. RJ Harvey, Najee, Ramondre, Tank, a little 0 RB build there. AJ Brown, Ted McMillan, Waddle, Diggs, Tillman, Wilson. Your wide receivers are fine. It's really the tight ends that bring a lot of questions to what you were thinking. Taysom Hill, David Njoku, Hunter Long, and Tommy Tremble.
How do I not have scarves ready to go, dude?
Yeah. I mean, people might still refer to you as the tight end guy, but I just don't know how they can refer to you as the scarf guy after this.
Scarf guy. Also, somebody close to me, because there's been some joking. I don't know if the person just pulled that milk thing out, dude, but I've been a big milk guy. But yeah, I mean, dude, like Jim Harbaugh says, dude, milk and steak's all you really need. I mean, actually, that's a dangerous diet, but I don't know. I'm a big milk guy. I don't know who put that prompt in, but they definitely know. They know me.
My toddler is a big milk girl. And she now she gets, cause she has her milk when she wakes up and then before bed. And she now says, I want a lot. And if I don't fill her cup to the brim, she literally sends me back down being like, that's not enough. I'm like, it is 98% full. No. And she goes, I want a lot. Yeah. I want a lot.
Me and Laney put milk away at the
yes, I need more milk in my life. This is the point of the show where I haven't eaten in the day, and then I start to get really hungry. I was just envisioning dipping cookies in milk right now, which sounds very good. I've
been trying to get you on our show, dude, but you're live just the whole day, dude. You're just on here the entire day.
We can make it work. All right, we already did this one. I forgot to remove it. Let's spin here.
Thank goodness. I might even be able to name it now. Mackenzie Bonadu.
You got it. How did you know? Cool. How did you know? Okay, here we go. We're gonna cue Austin Hooper, and you must explain why the Pats are so back, bro. If Pete is convinced, take whoever you want. Sell me on the New England Patriots being back.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple because they have their quarterback now. Statistically, Drake May on a per game basis, not that much different than what you got from Bo Nix, not that much different from what you got from Josh Allen, if you really want to boil it all the way down. So they got their guy. They bring back the character guys in Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, and now they're building the offenses from that era. They got the 1-2 punch with Ramondre Stevenson, Trayvon Henderson. They've got their Stephon Diggs who can move the chains. They brought Kyle Williams in, and they used all their money and a ton of picks on the defense. I don't see why you can't get excited. Vegas says 8.5 win total. They have them as the second highest odds of coming, basically the highest odds of coming in second in the division after the Bills. I mean, what's not to like? Patriots are so back, baby.
Not convinced we're going to be taking Austin Hooper.
Come on.
Is that really their win total? Is that true?
MGM Sportsbook has them at 8.5. They have better odds than the Jets, better odds than the Dolphins. You pull up the Dolphins. Pull it up right now, dude. I mean,
that is crazy. I'm excited about them for fantasy with some players. I do not know. I mean, I want to go hammer the
If
under.
it's if
on
it's 8.5, if it's 8.5, I should be able to not take Austin Hooper.
It is. It is.
Get him out of
Okay.
there.
All right. Fine. My mother-in-law will be happy that you convinced me that the Patriots are back. Who do you want?
So back, dude. Yeah, give me Austin Hooper. No, I'm just kidding.
you gotta go quick.
I wanted to take him pure. I can't even see what's going on there. Give me
You want a wide receiver?
let's go with the wild card. Let's go with actually give me Tutu Atwell, as I actually kind of like him as a sneaky what happens if someone gets hurt pick. Right? He's gonna be playing a ton of snaps. Like they run so much wide receiver three wide receiver sets. Like, what happens if someone gets hurt? What happens if he just catches some random touchdowns, man? He's a deep ball guy. No Demarcus Robinson.
I just want to say there's a lag with the pick. I have gotten your picks like after 0 that I should not have been able to get in multiple times. I was like, oh, we're screwed. You're not. And they're like, oh no, we are. Maybe it's the randomizer gods shining their face upon you. All right, last one. Coop a fiasco. We're going to cue Darren Waller. You must argue to the chat which tight end room in the NFL is the biggest mess. If they agree, draft whoever. Convince the chat on a big old mess.
The biggest mess.
Tight end committee, something they don't want to touch for fantasy.
I mean, I hate to use the name that's in there, but like, how can the Dolphins not be included in the biggest tight end mess room? Because at the very top here, you had a guy, Jonnu Smith, that was just a top 5 tight end, just at 800 yards, and you let him walk over not that much money. Instead, you bring in a dude that has had hamstring issues for multiple years. He was retired to be a rapper. He hasn't played football in the last couple of years. That's your best guy. After him, we're looking at the dude that has the whitest name in football, and Tanner Connor. Julian Hill, which I'm not even really sure what his role exactly is on this team. I guess they have Jalen Conyers that they drafted late in the draft this year, but if they were super excited about Conyers, why do you go out and bring in Waller? I just think that is like a complete dumpster fire situation. If Waller goes down, I don't know what you even do. Whereas some of these other teams, I hate their starting tight end, but there's just hope at least somewhere on the depth chart. Like, even if I hate Tyler Higbee, I like Terrence Ferguson.
All right, chat. Let us know if you guys buy the Dolphins. What's so funny to me, like I agree with what you said, but on the other hand, it's like this team, it was 2 years ago, Durham Smythe was their starting tight end and they were cooking, where it's like, maybe Mike McDaniel is just like fine not having a decent tight end. And he's like, whatever, let's roll the dice on Waller. And if it doesn't work out, we'll just not use the tight end like we always have.
The scheme is really conducive to tight end upside because of the usage of the fullback. So when you use that fullback in the blocking tight ends, like the 49ers and the Dolphins do, they soak up like 800 combined snaps and and they touch the ball like 20 times. That is great for the top 2 wide receivers. It's great for the tight end. It's great for the running back. It's terrible for the wide receiver 3, obviously. So like, I always look for that. Like, I wonder, once we find out who the starting tight end for the Seahawks will be, that's going to be a very similar scheme over there. And it's kind of interesting. Right now, it's a little too tough of a guessing game, but I mean, that's another situation where they're going to use the fullback. They're going to consolidate those targets.
I didn't feel like interrupting you, even though you earned your last pick. I just gave you Jarquez Hunter. I just saw in your eyes this little twinkle that said Jarquez Hunter is who this team needs. Is that correct?
Les Snead. Yeah, that was it, dude. You saw the Snead in there.
Yeah, I figured you were going to go with a 5th running back there. RJ Harvey, Najee, Ramondre, Tank just needed a little more. No, who would you have actually taken if I gave you the more time?
I have no idea. This is the most impossible format to draft. Like, I started off sprinting around. I started going to my attic, which is 110 degrees, drinking probably half a gallon of milk. I mean, like, who do you want me to pick, dude? It doesn't matter. You know, my first pick was Taysom Hill, dude. This is great, man.
I think this team is so fitting, though, for you, because I actually feel like running back, quarterback, wide receiver wise, it's fine. And then it's just a colossal 4 tight end mess at tight end that could still be okay if Njoku, gives us like a top 7 season.
Yeah, which at tight end, that's the one you can get away with it, man. I've been going razor thin with some of my tight end builds because, like, if you just get that right one, like the year Gary Haddow won the Scott Fish Bowl, for instance, he just drafted every position and then took 4 stabs on tight end and hit on Darren Waller. I don't draft 4 tight ends because I'm not crazy, but I think waiting and taking 3, that's I think your article said skeleton key, which I like that term.
I will tell you, I did an eliminator draft. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago, and I wasn't trying to force it, but I got a 4 tight end build. I'll show it to you here before, and you can tell me. You said you're not crazy. Let me find it here. Okay, here we go. So this was the team. I didn't take my first tight end until pick 179. And then I had to go. I went Otten, Waller, Theo Johnson, and Arroyo. Do I love any of those names? No. Don't you agree that this team needed a 4th tight end with those 3 being the first 3?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Honestly, my thoughts would be that with it will almost be better off just without Cade Otten entirely. Just go because though you have the upside plays there. I mean, Arroyo, dude, so exciting. Noah Fant can get cut $9.5 million. They would save by cutting that guy, man. So I don't know.
Apparently there's some AJ Barner bulls. I don't know who. Someone was just telling me that their hot take was that AJ Barner was going to be a thing.
No Barner. If Barner's a guy, man, there's no upside there. He's so slow. Again, guys that run a 4.8 like that are brutal. And I'll tell you what, you mentioned earlier Durham Smythe, which is like the prototypical inline blocking tight end for this type of scheme.
Yeah.
That's his best comparable player on player
really?
For Barner. Yeah. He's going to be there Luke Farrell. He's going to be there Foster Moreau. And if that's the best tight end on the team, that doesn't matter for fantasy because we're looking for guys that can finish top 10 minimum.
There you go. Why did I just write Coops in the name of this team? Well, we can just do Coop. All right. Here's the final team, and then we can get your thoughts here. Andrew Cooper's randomizer draft. Kyler Murray and Bryce Young. RJ, talk about a short king summer quarterback room right there. Yeah. RJ Harvey, Najee Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, Tank Bigsby, and Jarquez Hunter, AJ Brown, Tet McMillan, Jalen Waddle, Stephon Diggs, Cedric Tillman, Michael Wilson, Tutu Atwell, and then the beauty, the Picasso of the tight end room, Taysom Hill, David Njoku, Hunter Long, and Tommy Tremble. How do you feel about your randomizer squad?
Dude, it's all up to David Njoku now, man. I need you more than ever. 97 targets in 11 games, though, so we could be all right. Dude, you couldn't have given me Jatavian Sanders, bro.
I'm sorry. I think I might have leaned on the side of being too tough today. I liked Jatavian Sanders though, and I was like, that's too nice of a pick.
Hey, the rules are the rules, dude.
And we make them up arbitrarily as we go.
Now you have this as an example. If anyone complains that you've been too nice and the questions are too easy, just show them this episode. Show them the Gary Barnage question.
That was, I mean, your guess was legit very good there. Because that would have been like, you said, that game like Lot and Thanks, and sometimes it's like, like how many stars are there in the Milky Way? And it's just like, sometimes you don't even have a frame of reference of like how to guess. That what I would be like, Gary Barnage, like you could have told me anywhere from like 500 to 5,000 yards and I would have bought it. So it was a good guess.
We did okay. We did okay, man. This is a lot of fun, dude.
Let the people know, obviously stuff at Fantasy Alarm, apparently hanging out on SFW and NSFW Reddits. Where can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, on Twitter at Coupe Fiasco. That's where I post all my stuff. Fantasy Alarms, where all my articles are on the YouTube. We're on the Sirius XM. We have a show 6 to 8 p.m. every weeknight. I'm on Thursdays and Fridays. That's channel 87. So that's what I got going on. But if you just follow me on Twitter at Coupe Fiasco, that's the easiest way to find anything that I just share everything I do. I'll share this.
Well, but now every time I see one of your posts, I'm going to be like, I wish I could downvote it. Maybe I need to Reddit.
That's why that's my concert, right? If you want to downvote me, find me on Reddit. I'm a Coop. There it is over there.
Oh, also, how about this? Because one of the prompts, obviously, Jacob, aka Bill Simmons, congratulated you. That was in reference to you winning multiple awards. Tell aspiring writers how do they do that? How do they accomplish becoming an award-winning fantasy writer?
I started writing at Reddit, to be honest. I would start in the comments, but that's the one place where, because it's so hard to build a portfolio when no one's just going to let you write at their website, right? I started off by just writing stuff and posting it on Reddit and just seeing what the people said. And then I took those posts and I parlayed that into a free gig at Fantasy Degens, then got the gig at Fantasy Alarm. And since then, we've just been honing our craft on and on and on. This year we won. I won Article of the Year. Check out Fantasy Alarm. Just Google Fantasy Alarm 3 books for the Fantasy Trader. Article of the Year, Football Writer of the Year, and we won Radio Show. But as crazy as it sounds, man, it did really all start at Reddit.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I believe I'm actually going to be the Swolecast crew, I think, is doing a Reddit AMA later this month, I think in a couple weeks. So maybe once I dust off my Reddit account, maybe I'll, kick my shoes off and stay a little while.
Get in there, hang out, dude. Be
All right.
mean to strangers. That's what it's all about, dude.
I'd be mean to strangers. Sign me up. All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out today during the chat. Obviously, Mathology, awesome guest. Shout out to producer Nick in the hopper, Randomizer producers Matthew and Lou, helping out with so much of the Randomizer infrastructure. Thank you guys so much for helping us put on a great show. And we will see you guys next Wednesday for another Best Ball Bash and Randomizer. And actually, I think I'll do a soft tease here. We have a wrestling themed Randomizer show next week. It's going to be unprecedented. It's two wrestling characters facing off against each other. Maybe I'll save the details for a promo video, but I'll just give you that tease right now. You can look forward to that next Wednesday. For Coop, for Mathology, I'm Pete. We'll see you guys next time.